Google. Geagle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bob Wine Field as we gather to recognize our fall senior football, cheer, and cross-country athletes. Before we get things started, the athletic department is pleased to recognize our senior students and their parents for the many contributions they have made to the football, cheer, and cross-country programs here at Lucas High School. Tonight, we pause to recognize outstanding seniors for their careers. We also extend our appreciation to the many family members and friends of our seniors here tonight who have shown their support to our students throughout the years. Their dedication, support, and guidance has resulted in the fine young adults assembled before us this evening. We are thankful for the fall sports season that it has been so far and excited about the opportunities that lie ahead. We are proud of all these students as far as what they have accomplished on and off the field and look toward their futures with great excitement. We begin tonight's program with our only senior cross-country runner. Up first, Rayoul Lewis. Ray is escorted by his parents, Patricia and Randy Lewis. Ray has been running cross-country for 3 years and is a 3-year varsity letter winner. He has also earned 3 varsity letters as a member of the track and field team as well. Ray has made it to the regional meet all 3 years and hopes to push through tomorrow to qualify for the state meet. In his senior year this year, he won the home meet at Lucas and also the meet hosted by Crestline. Away from athletics, he is quite busy. He's a member of the chess club, student council, Lucas Academic Honor Society, and is president of the Spanish club and the class of 2025. After graduation, Ray plans to attend college to study accounting. His favorite memory came this year when he set his own personal record in a 2-mile race and at the 5K at Seneca East. His time put him as the 3rd fastest runner in Lucas cross-country history. Senior Ray Lewis. Our first football player this evening is Gabe Brenner. Gabe is being escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Matt Brenner, and his sister, Kenley Brenner.
How are you?
Gabe has played football for 6 years and is a 2-year varsity letter winner. Gabe has also participated in basketball. Outside athletics, Gabe is a member of 4-H. Following graduation, Gabe plans to continue working at Kokosing Construction and join the Operating Engineers Apprenticeship Program to run heavy equipment. Gabe's favorite memory is going to team camp every summer and bonding with his teammates and playing pranks on the coaches. Senior Gabe Brenner. Our next senior is Timothy Daly. Tim is being escorted by his mom, Jessica Lafferty, and his stepdad, Philip Lafferty. Tim has played football for 6 years and will be a 4-year varsity letter winner. Tim has also earned 3 varsity letters as a member of the track and field team. Following graduation, he plans to attend college in Florida at Florida Atlantic University. His favorite memory will be the many bus rides home after the games with his friends. Senior Tim Daly. Next we have senior Tanner Green, who celebrated his 18th birthday this past Wednesday. Happy birthday, Tanner. Tanner is being escorted by his parents, Mr. Doug Green and Miss Kate Green. Tanner has played football for 8 years and will be a 2-year varsity letter winner. Tanner has also earned 3 varsity letters as a member of the track and field team. Following graduation, Tanner plans to use the skills he has learned at Pioneer to become a plumber. His favorite memory was sitting in the back of the bus and telling jokes with all of his teammates. Senior Tanner Green. Next up, we have a Legacy Gross. Legacy is being escorted by his grandparents, Mike and Jamie James, and his father, Alton Gross. Also, we have sisters Kimberly, Jacita, Valentina, and Aurora. Leg has played football for 10 years and has earned 3 varsity letters. He has also earned varsity letters in track and field, baseball, and basketball. Outside athletics, he is a member of the Lucas FFA and has won multiple awards at the county fairs over the years. Following graduation, he plans to continue to work at Kokosing, where he plans to join the local 18 union to become an equipment operator. His favorite memory came from his junior year when he and Gabe accidentally tackled each other at Willard, and Gabe looked at him and said, "Dude, I am seeing stars." Senior Legacy Gross. Next up, we have Mason Eagle. Mason is escorted by his parents, Sean and Michelle Eagle. Mason has played football for 11 years and will be a 3-year varsity letter winner. He has also earned 3 varsity letters in track and field and 1 in basketball. Outside athletics, he has been in 4-H for 8 years and is a member of the Ohio Scholars. He also is enrolled in the College Now Bioscience program at North Central State College. Following graduation, he plans to work at Charles River Laboratories. His favorite memory was when he hit the seatbelt celebration at Lakota and the referee and Coach Barrett yelled at him on the sidelines. Senior Mason Eagle. Our next senior is Noah Kennard. Noah is being escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Kennard, along with sister Trinity and brother Thaddeus. Noah has participated in football for 10 years and will be a 3-year varsity letter winner. After graduation, he plans to work as an electrical lineman. His favorite memory came from his sophomore year when he made his first appearance in a varsity football game against Dalton in the playoffs. Senior Noah Kennard. Our next senior is Hayden Maloney. Hayden is being escorted by his dad Jeremy, his mom Whitney, his brother Caleb, and his sister Gabby. Hayden has played football for 8 years and is also a member of the varsity basketball team, where he will be a 2-year letter winner. Following graduation, Hayden plans to work on the pipeline alongside his father. Hayden's favorite memory was coming back to Lucas his sophomore year and being able to reconnect with all his old friends and teammates. Senior Hayden Maloney. Our final football senior is Charles Reed. Charlie is escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Reed. Charlie has earned 2 varsity letters while being a part of the football program. He has been voted the Special Teams Player of the Year and was a member of the elite squad for all 4 years of football. Following graduation, he plans to work in the power sports industry. His favorite memory was when he got a pick 6 at Willard in a JV game. Senior Charles Reed. first cheer senior is Madeline Krupa. Maddie is escorted by her mom, Heather Krupa, and her brother, Cohen Krupa. Maddie has cheered for football for 3 years and also cheers for basketball, where she has earned varsity letters in both. Over the years, she has earned the Most Improved Award and also the Coaches Award. Away from athletics, she is an Ohio Scholar and has been a member of the FCCLA for 2 years. After graduation, she plans to attend Ashland University, where she will study criminal justice. Her favorite memory was team bonding at Lake Erie. Senior Madeline Krupa. Next up, we have Joanna Lawhon. Joanna is being escorted by her parents, Kelly and Johnny Lawhon. Joanna has cheered for 3 years and has earned varsity letters in both football and basketball cheer. As a cheerleader, she was voted team captain this year and also won the Most Creative Award. Outside of athletics, she also participated in 4-H for 5 years, was a member of FCCLA for 2 years, and HOSA for 1 year. After graduation, she wants to go to cosmetology school. Her favorite memory has been able to cheer with her nieces, Jocelyn and Jasmine Ramey. Senior Joanna Lawhon. Our final senior tonight is Jordan Tedrow. Jordan is being escorted by her parents, Corey and Rhonda Tedrow, and also her brother, Cale. Jordan has cheered for 9 years and has earned varsity letters in both football and basketball cheer. She is also a varsity letter winner in track and field. Last year, she received an award from Power Cheer. Outside athletics, she has earned her state degree in FFA and is also a chapter star salesman. After graduation, she plans to attend Findlay University to study in the equine pre-vet program and then finish up at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville to major in equine veterinary medicine. Her favorite memories have been getting ready for cheer events with Maddie and Jelana and then going to dinner afterwards. Senior Jordan Tedrow. Let's give a round of applause to all of our seniors and their families. We thank each of you for the many contributions you have made to your squads, to the school, and to the Lucas community. We thank you all for all that you have added to the legacy and tradition at Lucas High School, and want you to know how much we truly appreciate all that you have done. We wish each of you the best of luck in all that lies ahead. Good luck to the football team and cheerleaders as they compete tonight, and to Ray as he travels to Tiffin tomorrow to compete at the regional cross country meet. Thank you, and enjoy your senior night at Lucas Stadium.
The final week of the regular season pairs two teams desperately in need of a Week 10 victory in order to punch their ticket into the postseason, while the other may be on the outside when the playoffs kick off next Friday night. It is do or die on a chilly night here at Bob Wine Field, where Lucas battles Crestline. We have got your pre-game coverage, live and free action, all coming up here on the final week of the regular season. Next.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio, with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
It's the Madison Adult Career Center pre-game show. We've got plenty riding on the outcome of tonight's regular season finale. Former conference rivals Lucas and Crestline are just about set for Week 10 action. I am Brian Skowronski. I've got the great Effie James with me here at Bob Wine Field Senior Night, and you can't ask for much more urgency than what we're seeing here tonight. Effie, we're going to talk a lot about it and what's at stake here after the Lucas Marching Band sets the stage with the playing of our national anthem. Let's hit it, kids. Shout out to the Cubs marching band, the most they've had in the band here in the last couple of seasons here, Effie. But let's talk about this game now and just a lot of excitement, man. It's the regular season finale, and win and get in. Like, you can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, that's big time. You know, win and get in. A lot of pressure on this football game, and the last game of the season. And these teams have been preparing. You prepare for the last game of the season, and you want to be playing your best football, and that's the big key for. As a coach, you want to prepare your kids to be playing their best football, and at this point, it's win or get in, and that puts a lot of pressure on it. And for the team, you want to be playing that way when you do get in, so you're used to those pressure moments. So this is a big game for both teams.
Yeah, Cubs have been playing well here of late. Winners of their last two. They're about to make their grand entrance out here onto the field, and here they come on senior night. And plenty of seniors here on this Cubs roster. One of the great atmospheres in small school Ohio football anywhere that you will find in the state. Fireworks popping off overhead, and Lucas desperately in need of a win. But let's talk about their opponent first in the Crestline Bulldogs. They started the season 5-2. Then Effie, they kind of caught the injury bug. Limited on depth. I counted only 19 kids available for them here tonight, but they do control their own destiny. So for Crestline, this is everything, man. Not only can you clinch a postseason spot, you might even host next week if you can win here on the road.
And that's big time for a school like Crestline to come in, control your own destiny. You've got yourself in a place. You're at the 8th seed right now. You control your own destiny. You could host a playoff game, which is huge to that community and your program. So everything's in your hands. You just got to execute, play the best game you can tonight.
And they are led by junior signal caller Cody Lawhorn. He's got the ability to run if he needs to and break the pocket. He's thrown for nearly 1,600 yards and 15 touchdowns. But what stands out a little bit, Effie, is the 16 interceptions. That's almost 2 per game. So for an opportunistic Lucas defense, he's going to have to be careful here tonight.
Yeah, and they're going to need him to be sharp tonight, take care of the football. Not only is he their quarterback and their leader, he's also their second leading rusher. So he's going to have to be big tonight, play a big role on their offense, take care of the football, because that's going to be a big key for them if they want to be successful tonight here on the road.
But the Lucas Cubs, the area's longest playoff streak, very much in jeopardy tonight. 11 consecutive appearances, still not guaranteed a spot in Week 11 with a win either. But they will pretty much get in if they can get a victory here. 2 consecutive wins, but they always play well here at home, Effie. 3-1 on the year.
Yeah, always have. This has always been the friendly confines for the Lucas Cubs. They have played well here, been able to control tempo and control the line of scrimmage, which has been a real staple for Lucas football for as long as I can remember. So they're going to have to do that again tonight if they want to be successful.
We'll continue with our MACC pregame show, but we are set for kickoff here. Tim Daly back deep to receive for the Cubs. And Lucas won the toss, and it's rare these days, but they elected to get the football. They wanted to start tonight's game with a lot of momentum.
You know, and that's big, and a lot of teams don't want to do that. You know, they want to play the percentages and try to, play those first four, wrapped around that halftime mark. But I like it. You know, set the tone, get the football, and try to control the line of scrimmage from the beginning and set the tone for the football game with your offense. I like it.
Here we go. They were just going to wait until Enter Sandman played out here at Lucas. I love it, man. We're not ending the jam early. So about a minute late to kickoff, but here we go, and it's going to be Lucas football. And as we continue our pregame show, let's player spotlight one of the seniors that was recognized today, the second leading rusher on the team, Tim Daly, averaging about 5.3 yards per clip. It's pretty decent in coverage, too, defensively. Leads the team with 2 interceptions, and I think he's going to have some chances tonight to be a game changer on both sides.
Sure, and like you said, one of those, that stat that sticks out to me is those 8 receptions for 107 receiving yards. Because, we know what they're known for, but it'll be interesting to see how they try to change some things up here with a little bit with some passing game tonight.
This is their traditional wing tee, and they're going to pitch it, run here near side. Here's Daly with a nice move. Gets hit by a second guy, but he keeps his feet. Here's Daly down the sideline into enemy territory, trucking over another one, but he was out of bounds. Great start here for Lucas. It's a first down run and a pickup of 12.
And, this was really an effective run. They had really tight splits, so it made it look like they were going to run an inside run, but Daly bounced it to the outside and was able to get great yardage and a first down, 12-yard pickup on a perimeter run for the Lucas Cubs that time on first down.
Cubs have had a lot of their best success running to the outside this year. They've got 2 speedy backs. Brady Giegold, the other, their leading rusher. Toss it his way, and here he is. Excellent run here on first down. It'll be 7 more yards for the Cubs.
And great push of the line of scrimmage for the Cubs offensive line. And, it's hard to get – it doesn't matter what you're running offensively. If you get great push on the line of scrimmage like that, you're going to get positive yardage. And Giegold gets right behind his offensive line and gets north and south with his running. Picks up 7 on first down.
It's going to be a straight dive up the middle. Cubs moving the line of scrimmage. Big time right there. This is Anthony Finello carrying it out for a first down. First downs tonight presented by Pioneer Career and Technology Center.
Picks up another Cub first down. First and 10 Cubs from the Bulldog 36-yard line.
Cubs quickly getting up to the line of scrimmage as well. Not a lot to talk about. There's only about 4 plays in the playbook. Inside give here. Nice shifty move here by Daly. Tim Daly, another explosive run. He's got his second first down carry of the evening.
And this time the double handoff inside. A lot of good ball handling by the Lucas Cub backs. A little pitch sweep with the inside handoff. Great execution and blocking up front. And again, the third first down of the night for the Lucas Cubs, and they are moving really close to the red zone here.
Just outside the 20, they'll toss it near side again. A bunch of traffic. The offensive line getting out, moving the line of scrimmage. And they've got an excellent run. It'll go for 8. And Daly, the featured back here so far on senior night.
And again, this is just a really great push. If you're looking up front, you can just see the Crestline Bulldog defensive line just getting moved against their will. Play after play, they're getting moved against their will, and that's the key to a successful rushing attack.
They'll gang tackle Giegold, though, this time. Hit pretty much right at the line to gain. I think he's going to be stopped about a half-yard shy. Look at the Bulldogs up front. Veteran group all juniors and seniors along that defensive line. But as mentioned, only about 19 kids listed on the roster here tonight. So many of these folks going both ways. Off the toss, another big hole cutting back. Here's Daly, and he'll burst into the end zone, flying in for the first 6 points of the evening.
Not a whole lot of resistance that time from the Crestline Bulldogs, but a great job. Give credit to the Lucas Cubs offensive line. They are really coming off the ball hard. If you watch this replay, they come off the ball hard and low. Not a whole lot of resistance there, a lot of space, and Daly just virtually untouched walks in until he gets to the goal line. Great offensive execution and physicality, and that's why you take the ball when you win the toss. That's why you take the ball when you win the toss.
Hey, they're going to go for two as well. Carter Cox under center. He'll flip it here near side, trying to shift into another gear, but brought down. Excellent tackle by Lawhorn on the perimeter, and they will be stopped short. The Cubs, though, strike first. They take the football here to start the game. They get into the end zone. We'll see if Crestline can answer when we come back.
Crestline, 0.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
We've got one happy mascot here to start the game. One drive, one touchdown. Didn't take a lot of time either. Less than 3 minutes off the clock as Lucas strikes here at home on senior night. Just a great start here for Lucas. And up front, I mean, they were manhandling it. This looked like vintage Lucas Cubs football.
Absolutely. Really coming off the ball hard and low. Really looking like they wanted to set the tone offensively, and that's exactly what they were able to do up front as the kickoff goes out of bounds. So the Bulldogs are going to open with great field position, but the Cubs really impressive with that first drive. I was really impressed with how they really controlled the line of scrimmage. Running backs rushed really hard. So this drive feels really important for Crestline to come out and do something positive here because the Lucas offense was really impressive on that first drive.
Now the Bulldogs will give up some points, almost 25 per game, but they've outscored the competition on the season, Effie. Over 30 points per game, and they're going to need to try to come out here and try to beat the Cubs, be a little bit multiple, I think, here tonight. Very balanced offense. I think they throw for about 170 yards, rush for another 135.
Yeah, and that's going to be key for them. They're going to have to keep this defense off balance with the run and the pass tonight.
Lawhorn from the gun, hands off near side, running into some trouble almost immediately as the back Quentin Cap.
Quentin Cap on the carry.
Yeah, Quentin Cap got the ball, and there was unblocked Cubs right there in the alley, and he had no place to go as soon as he got the football. So great job by the Cubs stepping up right there at the point of attack, bringing it up, second and long.
Ben Hawkinsmith, just a freshman, making his mark there on that last stop. Cap stands in to block this time. Lawhorn coming this way. Flags on the field. Lucas fans asking for a hold. It's a catch. No foot in bounds, though.
Pass intended for Jaden Lozier goes out of bounds.
And this is going to favor Lucas, holding the call here on the Dogs.
Yeah, and this is just one of those things where your quarterback is in the pocket and he slips outside the pocket, and you don't know it as an offensive lineman, and you just grab a hold of a guy, and You know, that ball was late, but that ball, you know, you can tell Cody Lawhorn, strong arm, you know, they passed the ball quite a bit. They, like you said, they had a balanced offense. Cody Lawhorn already over 1,000 yards passing this year. So, you know, solid passing attack, but they're going to have to execute and cut the penalties if they want to be successful tonight.
It's a 2nd and 18 now. Lawhorn's going to load up, goes deep. He's got a man open, Effie a step. I don't think Kieran Barnett ever really found it out of the air.
Yeah.
And it falls incomplete, 3rd and forever coming up.
And that was just a simple they stacked the receivers, and that was just a simple go route with a wheel route behind it and tried to give his man a chance. It looked like he just couldn't find the football.
Yeah.
Because it hit right about a yard or two away from him. He just couldn't find the football. But that's going to bring up what they don't want to be in against this Lucas defense, 3rd and really long.
Hawkinsmith has been able to get penetration the first couple of downs. He was the one that had the holding infraction against him as they bring some heat up the middle. Giegold chasing the throw on the run, and it's picked off. Cubs come up with the interception as a flag comes in. But as of right now, Cooper Day's got the ball in his hands with the chains of possession. We'll have to check and see if this is going to be defensive pass interference,
Yeah,
though.
and I think they may get Cooper because at the very last minute, and I don't even think he needed to, he gave a little shove right at the very last minute as the ball was coming down. And I really don't think he needed to.
Okay, so I didn't see the indication, but they've moved it up 10 yards. It is going to be a pass interference. I like the play design here, moving the pocket for Lawhorn because he had to. I'm probably letting that one go.
Yeah.
Offsetting penalties.
Oh, offsetting penalties, they say.
Well, they got a hold on the Bulldogs and the pass interference, so they offset the penalties.
So the Bulldogs get a chance to run it back now, 3rd and 18. Ball slotted at the 27-yard line. Cubs marched right down the field on their first drive. Faced just 1 3rd down. Here's one for Crestline. Lawhorn has to circle back, scrambling this way. Another flag.
Yeah.
And he's got an open man. This one's going to be coming back, but Weston Clark for right now into enemy territory down to the 36. But I think we've got a hold.
Yeah, they're going to get a hold. And, you know, I think Gage Trent had a great block going up front, but at the very end, he just grabbed a hold of his man and drove him to the ground. As you watch here, he just drove him to the ground. He had good position, but for whatever reason, he just grabbed a hold of him. And, you know, we see pancake blocks all the time, but a pancake block is just driving your man to the ground. It's not grabbing a hold of him. And he had great position there, but just a little bit, kind of a little poor technique that time by Gage. But penalties, again, have really cost Crestline on this drive. A couple good passes and a couple big plays have been called back.
Yeah, it felt like if he just stood his ground there.
He was in good position there, and Lawhorn was rolling outside of him, so he was in good position. Just a costly mistake again.
So it's like the 7th total snap, even though it's just 3rd down. He's driving it deep, and Giegold high points it. Here's Brady on the return, and he will shuttle out of bounds. First giveaway of the night. Tim Daly, his 3rd pick of the season.
Yeah, and this was just a giveaway, and we talked about Lawhorn's interceptions on the season. I think this is number 16 for him this year, and this was just a giveaway. He tried to get it to his man, but there's just too many defenders there, and sometimes you got to understand that in order you don't have to try to score. Sometimes you got to take the short route and punt the football away and give your defense a chance to defend the entire field.
3 penalties against the Crestline Bulldogs on that last drive. Meanwhile, After the interception, it's Giegold, a hard run, and some post-play contacts going on at the bottom of the pile after a gain of 9.
And again, right now Lucas is just really being physical on the line of scrimmage. They are really coming off the ball against this Bulldog defensive front. Bulldog now have an extra man on the line of scrimmage trying to stop this Lucas attack.
That was 11 men in the box just now, Effie.
Right.
And the Cubs recognize it. They get their quarterback out on a scramble and a truck.
Carter Cox.
Flag comes in late after the Carter Cox run. And I love the physicality, the finish there as he was driving towards the goal line.
I think we're going to get a legal block on the Cubs, one of the receivers, I believe. But like you said, there's a physical run.
Let's check this out one more time. Yeah, they bring some pressure off the edge. Everybody was stacked in the box here for Crestline, so they tried to beat him with the run, but this is what I'm talking about. Boom. He's out of bounds too, but still wanted to get the pad level low. Quarterback on quarterback hit right there.
Second down from the Crestline 22-yard line.
The penalty coming way downfield, so it's actually just second down 6 is what Lucas needs. Inside give, big hole for Giegold. He bursts through, and he's brought down inside the 10-yard line. The Cubs set up with a 1st and goal.
You know, this time Giegold is the recipient of the double handoff, and you know the way he finishes this run, he's contact made at about the 12, but he finishes up around the 8-yard line, so he finishes strong on that run.
Cade Keller finally brought him down in the secondary as Daly gets tripped up. I think his own man might have whipped him in the ankle there as Anthony Finello got knocked down. Then tackled on the play by Gage Trent.
Tim Daly on the carry gets it down to the 5-yard line. Second down, goal to go for the Cubs.
Yeah, it does look like he just incidentally ran into Finello's leg. Took him out, but still decent gain down to the 5. Looking to get in. Forward block, and Giegold untouched into the end zone. Cubs lead it by 12.
You know, and this is probably my favorite running play that I've seen in high school football. I've loved this play since I've been watching Lucas. It is the pitch sweep with the quarterback lead up into the hole, which is, I would say, almost unique to Lucas football.
Sure.
I don't think I've seen anybody else run that play where they pitch it back to the tailback, and then the quarterback who pitched the ball leads the play up into he leads up on the front side linebacker. Unique to Lucas football, and it has been a staple here for years. They execute it to perfection.
Here it is again, leading up through the hole is Cox. And it will be a 2-point try that is good here for the Cubs.
Pretty Giegold takes it in for the 2-point conversion.
And you see the sadness on the Bulldog over on the far side right now. That is the face that most of the fans are wearing right now over on the Crestline sideline because Lucas in total command right now. Brady Giegold, the latest touchdown run here for Lucas. They increase their lead by 8.
Supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
Back here at Bob Wine Field, the Dogs behind now by 14 points. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns so far here for Lucas. And Crestline negative yardage here at this point. Went backwards via a couple penalties, and then they throw an interception. It's the perfect start here if you are a fan of the Cubs, and especially understanding the situation, which we'll break down here after this kickoff. Off the return, it's Cody Lawhorn. He pretty much never comes off the field here for the Bulldogs. They need him. Well, we talked about the fact that it's win and get in here tonight for Crestline. And this is how it shakes out, 6 through 14 right now. So the Cubs are outside of the playoff picture looking in this year. They are only taking 12. So according to Joe Lenardi-Berardi, he's broke this down for me, Travis Berardi. If the Cubs win, they also need a Fairfield Christian Academy or a South Gallia loss, and they will clinch a postseason spot. It can be as high as number 5, which is kind of crazy.
Wow.
For the Dogs, if they win, they are automatically in. Even if they lose a loss by South Gallia, and they're in. So that is the circumstances here tonight. You don't necessarily have to get a victory here if you're Crestline, but it would be great, of course, if you can bounce back from the sluggish start and probably end up in the number 4 or 5 spot with a victory, according to Joe Idle, who is the man. We always appreciate Joe this time of year here on the OH Report.
For sure, and I will tell you right now, Lucas is playing like it. They're absolutely playing like they have to win to get in, and they've got a sense of urgency here tonight that they absolutely want to play some postseason football.
Quick toss here to Jaden Lozier. And it's a nice run. How about a first down here for the Dogs? Their first of the evening.
And this is a nice swing pass. Nice blocking downfield to pick up their first down of the night. And that's the type of balance they're going to need to be able to open up the offense and spread out this Lucas Cubs defense. So great job of execution that time, getting that first down for Crestline.
Play clock down to 10. They take the snap. Lawhorn puts it up for grabs again, going deep one-on-one, and it's going to be tipped incomplete. Carter Cox back in coverage. Sets up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Lawhorn puts a lot of air under his passes, which, at times is okay, but other times it gives an opportunity for defenders to make a play on the football. So that time a little bit too much air, and receiver wasn't able to get to it, so brings up 2nd and long.
They continue to do pretty much the same exact formation every down. This time they'll run. Lawhorn calls his own number, left side, and he's able to scramble forward for around 3 yards. First time we've seen them call a design quarterback run.
Right, and a great job by Lucas just spreading that out. They wanted to run the speed option that time, but nobody came to press the quarterback, so he had to keep running it wide, and that was just a great job by the Lucas Cubs defense because quarterback had no one to read, so he had to keep running it wide, which gave the Lucas Cubs defense a chance to pursue and run down the quarterback for a short gain.
They've got Weston Clark, Kieran Barnett here, slotted to the right side. Lawhorn's looking that way. Quick out. He's got the completion. Great stick. It's going to drive him a little bit behind the chains here and bring up a 4th down, but not by much, Effie. It's only about a half a yard and trailing by a couple of scores. I think the Dogs probably going to keep the offense out here.
Yeah, and that's a really well-thrown football for that short throw. I know Coach Robinette would have loved to see his receiver turn up and get that first down, but brings up 4th and short, and they're going to keep the offense on the field, which I think is a good call.
Quade Lumen. Quentin Knapp actually is the lone back in there. And they're going to throw it. They're going to get the reception and a little bit more. Another huge collision. but Logier's got the first down. But how about that hit by the quarterback, Cox? Show it to you again.
For a Crestline first down.
That is big time.
Cooper Day and Carter Cox on the stop.
Boom.
Whoa. Great throw out there to
First and 10 Bulldogs from the Cub 40.
Jaden Lozier. And, you know, when you have that type of passing game and that type of confidence in your quarterback that he can complete that throw, that gives your offense a great look. When you can throw it on 4th and 1, that opens up a lot of different options.
In and out of the hands, and another big hit. Daly comes in and applies the lick, but a flag comes in.
Yeah, and I know people don't like that penalty.
But they're trying to eliminate that in the game.
And I thought that was it was high, and, you know, those are the type of penalties at all levels of football they're trying to get rid of. And I don't think there was anything. He wasn't trying to do anything dirty, but that is the type of hit they are just trying to get out of football altogether.
The flag's going to end up giving him a first down.
Yeah.
It was Barnett, the recipient, leading receiver on the club this year in terms of yardage. Over 530 yards. He's their big-time playmaker, too. Over 21 yards per catch. So Bulldogs would love to try to get him going here in the passing game, along with Lozier, who's already got a couple.
Automatic first down from the Cub 34-yard line.
Cubs going to bring a little heat. They keep it on the ground here with Cap. And the junior running into a hole. Sea of black. The Cubs converge. Stop them basically right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nowhere to go for Cap that time.
Legacy Gross fired up about this one. No gain on the play. Second down, 10 here for the Dogs. Lawhorn throws the out route, and it's a little overhead here for Lozier.
Cody Lawhorn's pass.
Had it open,
Yeah.
but an off-target throw to bring up 3rd and 10.
You know, a nice route that time by Lozier, and just a little bit off target. Threw the ball back to his inside. He wanted it to the outside. And, you know, those are the throws that, you know, Lawhorn, the junior quarterback, you know, with more reps and experience, is going to be able to make that throw in his sleep. He's got a good arm. You could tell he's got a good arm, but that time just a little bit off target.
Switch up the formation, do trips. Bring Cade Keller in motion, the senior now in the slot. Looking left, firing that way. Got a step, back shoulder. Plenty of contact there, Effie. We're not going to get a flag, and it's incomplete off the hands of Weston Clark, who's a little slow to pull himself up off of the grass.
Yeah, and this actually is not a bad throw. This ball hit Weston in the hands, and, you know, this is the equivalent of a back shoulder throw.
That's pretty good, and I think Weston's going to make that more often than not.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a tough catch. Now, you know, it would have been a tough catch, but it does hit him in the hands, and that's where the ball had to be placed with that safety coming over the top to help. That's where that ball had to be placed. So it brings up 4th and long, though, and they're going for it.
Converted one a little bit earlier. They're going to move the pocket. Plenty of time here, throwing on the run, but too tall. Barnett took another big hit as it's incomplete, and Lucas will take over on downs. Looked like he had Barnett with a little bit better throw here.
Yeah, he did. And short rollout, and he had a man. And when he's been rolling to his left, his ball, you know, his throws to the left have been a little bit high, and you know, we've seen his throws to his right have been a little bit more accurate. So, you know, Lawhorn has had, you know, an up and down night throwing the football, and we've seen that their offense has showed balance according to their stats. So they're going to have to be able to run the football a little bit more effectively in order for him to be effective as a passer.
Great inside counter give here for Daly.
Tim Daly on the carry.
Tripped up, tackled on the play by the big man up front here for Crestline.
One of the Cubs fans just said all night, and
they're not wrong.
I don't think they're wrong. It's not hard when your offensive line is coming off the ball and getting this type of push.
Likely the final snap here of quarter number 1. Daly gripped up around the throat area, ripped down here by Cap, but it's enough for a Pioneer Career and Technology Center first down.
Takes it ahead for a Cub first down.
Daly that time doing a great job following his blockers, getting that first down. And, right now it is just all about the push for the Cubs up front, owning the line of scrimmage.
That's why they lead it by 14. They've got the football, 1st and 10 from the 47 when we come back for quarter number 2.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Welcome back to Bob Wine Field Senior Night here for Lucas and these 12th graders. They have come out and they have starred so far in this one. Flag comes in. We've had plenty of those here. A lot of laundry on the field to start things off. It's a Brady Giegold carry, but it's going to be heading back the other way. Holding penalty here against Lucas.
The interesting thing about this call, it happens way downfield, and they're getting great movement, and the Bulldog is getting held is just really being manhandled, and they make that call, but holding nonetheless, which brings the Cubs back. Still first down.
Ends up just being a 2-yard penalty here for Lucas. Toss play, student body right, everybody out in front. Catches a block by Anthony Finello, and he bursts out about to the 45-yard line. Quentin Cap eventually wrestling him to the ground over here in front of the Cubs bench.
Brings up second down for the Cubs from the Bulldogs.
And ahead of this second down, let's take a look at our keys to victory real quick. Effie, these presented by the Madison Adult Career Center. And for Lucas, I mean, you just got to out-tough the dogs, man. I mean, this is a situation where if you win, you're probably in the playoffs. This is a community where they eat nails. They sleep on the floor, I think, too, Effie, just to make sure nobody gets soft. And it shows in the way they run the football as they've got another first down after quickly getting up to the line.
Yeah, and, I think it's important for them, as usual. And I don't think that's going to be a problem for for these Cubs. Is just be tough. My thought was they play with some balance. Give them some different looks, and I think they've done just enough of that to satisfy. But when you're coming off the ball the way they are tonight, do what you do. I like what the fans said all night.
Yeah.
Be who you are, because this offensive line has come with an attitude tonight that they're going to move this line of scrimmage, and that's what they've been doing tonight.
Sometimes balance can mean
Yeah.
run right, run left,
Right.
run middle,
Right.
switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Looked like Daly just lost his footing here. Not really any contact that brought him down. But it was a good play by Lawhorn to get to the edge and force him to have to cut back against the grade where Gage Trent was waiting. Second and long, actually a loss of 2. Inside give, pushed in the bile, forward goes the Cubs. They are absolutely just changing the point of attack. Firing off the ball, and that's going to set up third and maybe about 2 short on the Finello carry.
Yeah, and Finello, again, just like all the other backs, there's contact, and then you got to hang on for another 3 or 4 yards. An outstanding job by the running backs and the offensive line of moving this line of scrimmage.
Patient run here by Giegold, just waiting for the blocks to formulate in front of him. Pioneer Career and Technology Center, first down, fabulous run. And quickly up to the line of scrimmage again, Lucas. They've kind of gone no huddle here on a couple of occasions tonight just to change up the tempo.
Well, I was going to say that this is the one thing that's changed is they're playing with a lot more tempo, still playing with a lot of physicality, same type of offense, but a lot more tempo as we see Giegold powering inside the goal line.
Rumble, big fella, rumble. Excellent run by the junior back. He's in for the second time tonight. Firing up the firework display here at Bob Wine Field. And this is just all high knees, drive, squats in the weight room. He has not been missing lunge day either.
Ooh. Yeah.
Wow.
That is big time. Big time physicality. Like you said in the keys, it's that physicality has overwhelmed the Bulldogs tonight. It's one thing to be physical, but they have been overwhelmingly physical tonight at the point of attack.
Here's Giegold again. Kind of stacked up, but then just waltzes in. 2-point conversion. Lucas adds to their lead now 22-0 here at home. A lot at stake, and right now it's the Cubs feasting with a 3-score lead.
Community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank. That's better.
Effie, I think everybody was served protein shakes here before senior night, at least on the Cubs side.
Yeah.
Let me just show this last run one more time. This is pretty much the epitome of what they've been doing so far throughout the course of these first 15 minutes.
All 11 guys are literally finding somebody, getting their hands on somebody, and dominating somebody. That's that is what's been happening all game long. All 11 guys on offense are dominating their man on the other side.
Squib kick. It's taken on the fly here by Corday Robinson. And he's got some pretty good speed. Burst into the other side of the field. And he's out to the 45-yard line, so it'll be solid field position. Best that the Bulldogs have experienced so far here tonight. For these Bulldogs coming into this game. Take a look at their schedule, Effie. How they've gotten to this point in the season. Losers in each of their last 2. Some pretty quality competition. North Baltimore, of course, they're 9-0 so far. The big one right now, and a lot of the points that they're generating for their playoff contention, is that Manchester win a few weeks ago, and they absolutely destroyed them.
Big win.
So that's going to get a lot of second-tier points when you beat an 8-1 team. as the receiver falls down. Second interception of the night for Daly. Read it perfectly. He gets drilled at the end of the play into the Lucas bench. Clean hit, though, by Cap. But the damage is done. Second interception thrown tonight by Cody Lawhorn, and that's right. We're headed that way, Cooper Day.
Yeah, and this is not as bad as it seems. His receiver, I think it was Lozier, slipped on the route. It was supposed to be a corner route, and I think Lozier slipped on the route, and it was basically that was just a giveaway again. But his receiver ended up slipping on the route, and he let it go. But nonetheless, another turnover, and that's just what they did not need, is to give this Cub offense the ball again. Here with the type of momentum and the type of physicality that they are playing with at this point.
Haven't really been slowed down. They've had one third down, I think, maybe so far tonight. The offense has been doing their thing on the early down so far, and deja vu right here. 9-yard pickup to start off this drive. Already 22-0 on our Ohio Valley Manufacturing scoreboard. And the Cubs looking to push this up into running clock territory pretty early on in the contest.
Yeah, and Giegel that time with almost like a jump cut there in the lane, and finds the opening and gets upfield for an 8-yard pickup. So, again, they have done an excellent job with this rushing attack.
Going to feature Giegel again on this handoff. Gets skinny, keeps the feet driving. Enemy territory to the 40-yard line. First down and a lot more.
Picks up another Cub first down.
And the one thing about the Cub offensive line, they haven't pulled a guy yet. They haven't, they've done a couple double handoffs. That's about as fancy or as intricate as they have gotten with their rushing attack. It has been straight base block, man on man. And here comes a power play off tackle. But they are man-on-man blocking upfield. That time they run power scheme off left tackle and pull the backside guard and tackle. Good enough for a first down.
Yeah, Brady Anschutz picks up exactly 10 yards. Another big hit here by Quentin Cap, the junior. Very physical, ferocious tackler out there on the field. Problem is, coming too far down right now as the Cubs, they are driving that line of scrimmage, moving it at the point of attack. And again, Giegel, he just looks like he's just swimming out there, and he's got plenty of blockers leading the way.
Yeah, and they're getting, they're getting 7, 8, 9 yards a carry, no matter what they run at this point.
Giegel breaks one tackle, stretches, has the first down. Finally brought down by Michael Lenz. But it's another hard physical tackle for the Cubs. They don't need a huddle. Inside of the red zone again. They'll toss it. Anschutz looking to break it out wide. Finello with the block. And we get some extracurricular activity here after the play.
Well, and I think on top of everything else, the real domination up front and the tempo, and I think that's just really frustrating the Crestline team. They're playing with a lot of tempo. They're getting up to the line of scrimmage. They're not huddling. And when they do huddle, it's a short huddle. They come out to the line of scrimmage, and then they don't huddle the next play. And then right when you get used to the power, they come with a perimeter run. So it is the Lucas Cubs doing an outstanding job offensively of just controlling this game from an offensive standpoint. But what Crestline has to do is they've got to do right now whatever it takes to get some penetration in the backfield. So if that means put 7, 8 guys, 9 guys at the line of scrimmage, at this point you got to do whatever it takes to stop that offensive attack. Make them throw the football. Make them do something different. And if they end up with a guy running free in the end zone they got to pass to, so be it. And that's going to, a personal foul here. And that's just a frustration penalty you could see from the Bulldogs. But right now they just got to do something different if they want to change this outcome.
Doesn't move it very far, of course, half the distance to the goal. It goes on Kieran Barnett after the play, that shove that he gave to Anschutz. Giegold searching for that goal line again. Leans forward. He's going to be about a couple yards shy. Cubs will be set up 1st and goal.
That time the wedge blocking, Giegold gets behind his blockers, gets up front for what looks like the 11th first down of the half for the Lucas Cubs. Puts them right there at the goal line.
Back into the end zone for the 3rd time tonight. 15th touchdown of the year for Brady Giegold. Kid's got a hat trick. We're barely halfway through the 2nd quarter. I hope they brought an extra supply of fireworks here tonight, Effie. They might have to use them.
Right.
I'm telling you, brother, I think I could have taken that one in.
Yeah.
That was pretty good blocking on that left side.
I think so. This is just an outstanding display of physical blocking up front, and a 2-point conversion puts it at 30 to 0. We're in running clock territory for the 2nd half.
Here, we'll show you the 2-point conversion. I was daydreaming just watching that block and then thinking of myself actually getting a rushing touchdown here, initiating some fireworks.
Yeah, I think you could have took it in, Brian. I think you could have took it in.
It was Cox getting this one in, just driving in behind the center. And when you can move the point of attack like Lucas has so far, every drive, it has been a thing of beauty. And I know that Scott Spittler, he's got his hands full tonight in the Freddieburg game, but he's definitely he's smiling just knowing that this is going on. All of those board drills that I seen him do at practice, and this is the Lucas football that we've come to know, the RPO, run people over. It's been in full effect.
Right, and when you have these young men, and I was talking to one of the young men that is playing for Coach Spittler right now over at Fredericktown, and it's a culture, and these young men played biddy ball, and over where I live, over by Malabar, they used to play the youth football, and I remember seeing a young Lucas football team, and they were running the same exact offense.
Yes,
as
at every
little
level.
kids, the same exact offense, and they were running people over as 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. And I'm thinking to myself, oh man, they got something special here.
Ooh. Got an update on Coach Spittler right now, trailing 20-0
Ouch.
in the 2nd quarter right now against Centerburg, who they look like they might be a different class right now within that KMAC conference. Fredericktown can share the league with a victory if you want to check in on that one. It is streaming on YouTube Channel 8, also on our Facebook page.
Crestline, Noah Kennard on the stop for the Cubs.
For Crestline, better get something going here offensively. I don't think we shared their keys to victory yet, Effie. Let's jump in. How do they come back here? Well, according to me and my partner right here, you got to be able to protect the football. Hasn't gone their way so far. The last interception, I'm not going to put on Lawhorn's shoulders, but he's put the ball in harm's way a couple of times. Got to clean that up.
Right, and again, what they haven't done tonight is what I think their key, I thought their key coming in had to be, which is be physical. And they have just been, I can't think of another term, but manhandled tonight. They have really been pushed around tonight, and they've got to do the opposite if they want to get back into this football game. They have got to find that physicality in order to even compete, because right now they're having a tough time competing because of the physicality of the football game, not because of the the passes and the execution so much. It's because of the physicality of the football game.
Got a timeout taken. Be the first charge timeout right now for Crestline. We'll go around, get some scores here on our family of OH.REPORT networks. The Golden Eagles, a big walnut, up 43-0 at Westland. That's in the 2nd quarter. Wowza. Monroeville and St. Paul. Great game going right now. We got a 4th down coming up for St. Paul. They're up 21-13. That's on YouTube channel 6. Triway versus Orville. A lot of people talking about this game this week. Titans are 8-1, 6-3. Red Riders have the football right now. They trail, though, 14-0 in the Devil Dog game down on Tough Street. Danville leads it 24-0. That's midway through the second quarter. Blue Devils over the East Knox Bulldogs. Golden Knights on senior night of Northmore, all square with visiting Loudonville. And then the Shelby Whippets looking to finish the regular season 10-0. They're up 22-0 at Marion Harding. As we get a pitch and catch here, Kieran Barnett got a first down grab, and it's a nice connection here. Lawhorn with a dime and his favorite target, able to do his thing.
Again, throwing to his right, much more accurate, nice throw, long way from the opposite hash to the far side of the field. Nice throw that time by Lawhorn. Right on the money there, 12-yard pickup, first down for the Bulldogs.
Clock spinning, down around 5 minutes to go here in the opening half. Bulldogs got to get a score to try to eliminate the running clock. Kieran Barnett, another catch. And he's right near the chains. It's going to be a first down, Effie. So back-to-back pitch and catches here to the senior. And this kid, he's been their big-time playmaker all year. And he makes 2 plays for his junior quarterback.
And this is a good play. Nice route concept, gets him wide open in the middle of the field. And, you know, Lucas Cubs playing a little bit of, you know, I wouldn't call it a prevent, but they're a little bit loose in the secondary, leaving big holes in that zone defense. And Lawhorn able to find some receivers.
Cubs bring some heat over the middle. 3rd straight catch for the senior. Coming up to make the stop is Daly, as it goes for call it a gain of 5.
You know, same concept, and that time receiver's able to get right in front of the quarterback, show him his numbers, and you know Barnett's doing a really good job of making himself available to his quarterback, and you know sometimes that's the key. When your quarterback's struggling, you got to be a big target and make those tough catches when he needs you.
Boy, they have just been not running anywhere so far tonight on this Lucas defense. Wanted to be balanced, but Legacy Gross coming up, making the stop in the hole with a couple of friends off the bottom of the pile. There has just been absolutely no running lanes whatsoever for these dogs to try to trot through.
Yeah, Cap just nowhere to go. They've done an excellent job of containing that run, and which really makes the Bulldogs one-dimensional. And, you know, even the best quarterback sometimes when your only success is passing the ball, it makes it tough. It really makes it tough.
Checking over to the sideline, they're going to try to switch the play. Play clock, though, down to 2. They're going to have to snap it fast. They do. Lawhorn, quick throw out, and it's a nice catch on the far sideline by Corday Robinson, and he's got a pioneer first down.
Pass is complete to Corday Robinson.
Well-executed play, nice little swing pass, but great concentration that time by Corday Robinson. You know, there was defender right in his face. He was able to keep his eyes on the football, make the catch, get upfield, and get that first down.
Bulldogs offense has moved it on a couple of drives. Previous one stalled out. Turned it over on downs. They've got a fresh set here. A little bit of pressure coming up the middle. Lawhorn runs away from it. He throws in the tightrope catch made over on the far sideline. 2nd in a row here by Robinson.
Wow.
It's going to be for, I think, 10 more yards here. Yeah, the chain gang on the move.
And right now, Lawhorn has got a great rhythm going, seeing the field well. He's completing passes, and I think, you know, right now his receivers are doing a great job of getting open for him and showing those numbers. And Lawhorn is delivering the football on time. He's not holding the ball, and he's really taking care of the football to this point.
Oh, nice shuttle move to the outside. Jaden Lozier. The run after catch, I think, is enough for another Pioneer Career and Technology Center first down, depending on the spot. And they're on the road. It's not going to be a great one, so just an 8-yard pickup.
Now, right now, you're talking about rhythm. Right now, the Bulldog offense has got great rhythm. They're throwing swing passes. You know, they've thrown a couple slants over the middle, and they've allowed Lawhorn to get into a passing rhythm where he is seeing the field well.
Sprinting here to the left, he's had problems throwing this way and almost picked off. Read by Mason Giegold. He skied for that one, and I think it was off his face mask.
Well, and the interesting thing was he had, you know, Barnett was open. If he gets rid of this, if he's able to get something on this ball, but the pressure wouldn't allow him to really step into this throw, but Barnett was open in the corner. If he could get that ball to the back pylon, I think that's a touchdown. But because of the pressure, he wasn't able to get everything he wanted on that pass. But give credit to the Lucas Cubs defense getting that pressure on the quarterback.
Good read by the senior defensive back to Giegold to set up a 3rd down 2. They're going to throw it yet again. Quick pitch out. Incomplete. It was Robinson. He's already had a couple of nice catches, not this time. And Lucas is able to force a 4th down situation.
Wow, and that is a big drop. You know, they have been having a lot of success with that short little swing pass where the receiver's been able to catch, get upfield, and get that 1st down. So, you know, that drop is big because that's been a big part of their offense. They've struggled with these short yardage runs. So it'll be interesting to see what the Bulldogs pull here on 4th and short.
Got Cap in. He's going to stand in as a blocker, and off the back shoulder.
Wow.
The pass a little behind Lozier. He can't bring it in, and it's a turnover on downs. Second time tonight the Cubs have stopped him just outside the red zone.
Wow. And that is tough, and you know, Lozier's had a really good night catching the football, and that one right on his fingertips. He wants that one back.
You don't say.
He wants that one back.
Yeah, good look at it on the OhioHealth replay. So the Cubs now with 2:16 to go, Effie. Not much of a 2-minute drill offense, but the way they've been running it tonight, no huddle. Opportunities with the clock stopping, of course, on every 1st down, and all 3 timeouts still available. They're going to circle out and give it to Giegold. Always a good idea. Got his back churning those legs out to the 30, buddy. Excellent run. 1st down.
Gets it out across the 30-yard line for a Cub 1st down.
This one needs some sound effects. Here, shuttle.
The extra push.
Yeah, kids had a great night so far. Giegold going over 1,000 yards tonight on the season. He's got another carry and just taking his time here. Another tackle made by Cap. He's had most of them tonight. What are they going to say? 1st down, potentially?
I think they're going to move them. They're going to move the sticks.
Another Pioneer Career and Technology Center 1st down.
Just great blocking downfield as well.
Yeah, Finello took on 2 guys there.
Yeah, he did.
Ball's placed at their own 41-yard line.
2 carries, 2 1st downs. They're out across the 40 already. They'll go play action. Setting it up, wide open, and wow, what a change there in midair by Mason Giegold to make the grab. Quality snag by the senior. And I think on senior night, sometimes there's a special energy and electricity, and whoop, there's some right there.
Great toss and catch. He reached behind him to make that catch. First pass and catch of the night for the Cubs. 14th 1st down of the night for the Cubs offense.
The getting has been good. Want to say what's up to everybody out there watching live and free. I'm sorry I've been neglecting you guys. Want to say hey to Kim Reed. Says, let's hold 'em, Cubs. Oh, boy, did they. She also says, way to go. Yay, Cubs, according to Colleen Dennison Snyder. Robert Daly, textbook prevent defense. Marty Ball 101. He loves it.
For sure.
I think there's some more. It says 23 comments. I can only see 5 here. Jump into YouTube land real fast. Say hey to the Road King 808 cheering on Lucas, one of our top fans. So is Brad Howe. Randy Newman says good luck to Lucas watching from Mansfield tonight. Keep the comments coming, folks. We'll read them every opportunity that we get. From the gun, the throw, nobody out here defending, but the turf monster grabs Daly, brings him down. Nice open field tackle there by that blade of grass.
And again, just in this, we didn't think we were going to see some rollout passes, but we did.
Back-to-back completions, Carter Cox. And now Tim Daly up through the hole, throws down a man, looking to go for the pylon. He's going to truck himself in there, his second touchdown. But we got a flag on the play. If it wipes it out, it's really a shame because it was a fabulous run by Daly.
And, I was going to say their version of this 2-minute offense, they're playing with such great tempo. They didn't necessarily need to – they've thrown it a couple times, but they're playing with great tempo in and out of the huddle. Just need a couple completions, but that holding penalty is going to back them up here.
So here it is. See if we can recognize it. I'll slow it down as much as I can. Didn't see actually where the flag came in at.
Wow.
So, bit of a tough call there after Daly raked himself through a couple of would-be tacklers. But it gives Cox another opportunity. Throwing for the zone and just overhead. Daly the intended target. Carter Cox almost with his 3rd straight completion.
Not a bad throw that time by Cox. Just gave his man an opportunity, but want to keep it out of harm's way.
On the season, Carter Cox started the night with just 44 attempts, 350 passing yards, couple tutties, couple picks. Hands it off here. And Giegold sandwiched, actually 3 different dogs converged to make the stop. And we'll get another timeout, second taken by the Cubs. As we do that, I'll say hello to Donna Armstrong real quick. Isaiah Crago says the dogs better toughen up. And he says, Weston, you got to catch those, bub. I know exactly what pass he was talking about. Travis Clark out there watching as well. He says, let's go Cubs, watching from Florida this week. Hey, my man. It's got to be a little bit warmer than the balmy 44 that Effie, Jeremy, and I are all experiencing tonight.
Yes, sir.
But I'm bundled, bro. I came out here. This is the only place. Normally, I'm in nice dress shirts, just one layer. I got on 12 tonight. I've got on a jacket that also doubles as a bomb, I think. There's a lot of batteries going on in here. I've got on my ski pants, too, that I normally just bring to Colorado for Christmas. So I was ready for this occasion. 3 pair of socks, too, Effie.
Right. Yeah, you're when you pulled the battery out of your jacket, man, that was a good one for me.
That's real.
I think your wife is like Wi-Fi controlling that from home, though. I think she set you up.
I think she shut it down.
I think she shut it down.
So the batteries, they're gassed up, but I can't figure out how to light it up. But again, I think that maybe it was just the aura of Bob Winefield. It's like, brother, a heated jacket.
Come on, man.
Stop it.
You can't do that.
2nd and 5 from the 19. Get people jumping on each side. I think the Bulldogs are correct in pointing over at Lucas. Wanted to get an early start at it. Get this web untangled. And it is going to go against the Cubs. Let's see.
Well, I think they're still trying to figure it out. They haven't, because I think the Cubs were just in motion.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with here. All sides.
Okay. I stand corrected. But the video evidence supports that the Zebras got that 100% correct. They send Daly in motion, and it was Crestline actually who jumped. But sometimes if you're in the wrong and you just point at the other person, Effie, it works out.
It works.
First down, Cubs.
It's going to be enough for a first down now. They can still pick up a first if they need to.
Tim Daly on the carry.
Here's Anthony Boreas with a tackle. Daly brought down inside the 10-yard line. Clock spinning. It's going to be about 26 seconds when they make this toss play. Into the teeth of the defense. Dogs converge to make the stop. It'll be third down, and Lucas is going to allow the clock to tick before they burn a timeout here with 11 seconds showing.
Wow, that is pretty close to the first down, because that makes a huge difference. But they're going to call it short.
Oh, so actually Lucas didn't call a timeout? Now they will. Okay.
Well, I think they thought they had the first down, which stops the clock to move the chain. So
yes.
I think at that point, Coach Sweat thought he had a little bit of time to call the next play, but they called it short of the first down. So I think that was the pause and calling the timeout.
See the fans at Lucas always having a great time here around the end zones. You can just kind of litter around the gate out here. It's a pretty fun environment for sure. And I'm sure those girls are just watching the OH report. They're like, ooh, look at all these games that are going live and free right now. This is great. Here's what Lucas has been doing this season, Effie. You don't love those 5 big L burgers right in the middle of your schedule.
Yeah.
They did have a 62-0 win, though, in between. But starting to right themselves, they beat a team out of Pennsylvania back on the 10th, 22-15, a team with a winning record, too. And then Lutheran East as well. They come up with a big win. Looking for their 3rd straight to close out the season. They're in prime position to do so.
Oh,
as everybody moves here,
right.
Jumping the gun.
And that is a tough call, because I think they were trying to go on a hard count and get the ball just a little closer to the goal line. And as you could tell, I don't think the offensive line is accustomed to doing anything other than just dominating. So I think they were trying to go on a hard count to try to get the Bulldogs to jump off sides, get it half the distance to the goal. But it's going to be a penalty on the Cubs, which moves the ball back a little bit. Complicates the play a little bit with 3 seconds to go. So they got to put it in the air here.
Yeah, Cox from the gun. Moves to his left. Scrambling away from some pressure. He throws it like a dart. And it's caught but short of the end zone as time expires. So we are at the half. Like that throwing motion, though. Put it on the money, but running out of bounds at about the 3-yard line, I think, was Daly to bring us to the half. But it was an excellent one for Lucas. We'll see their pet band out on the field here at halftime. Crestline brought one as well, so I'm going to get to commercial quick so we can be back. We'll have your halftime band performances coming up next.
Report is sung by Neil Diamond. It was released as a single in 1969 and reached number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 that same year. Introducing Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline. Our third and final song of the night is sung by the British rock band Queen and released in 1975. This song is a 6-minute suite and consists of ballads, an operatic passage, and just plain old rocks hard. This song became famous from the opening scene to the movie Wayne's World, which was released in 1992. With our trumpet soloist Aidan Hefner and Bryson Heyer, here is Bohemian Rhapsody.
I got on my phone Frosty on my radio, and it's just like, I really can't breathe very good right now. I'm not breathing enough for this, but we got leaves and California. It's very contagious. these things have to be.
One last round of applause for the Crestline High School Bulldog Marching Band. Let's go, Bulldogs!
Now entering the field for their halftime performance, under the direction of Miss Katie Johnson, with the flag corp advisor Miss Carissa Garillo, assisted by Rhea Oswald, the Lucas Cubs Marching Band. Our second show of the season might remind you of a certain popular movie from the 2000s, considered by some to be some of the best songs to come out of the year 1999, recorded by the group Smash Mouth. Here is All Star.
It's just a shame because he's a national treasure to the city of Denver. We really put him on the pedestal for good reason. He accomplished a lot. He's giving a lot back. Sure. So yeah, I kind of hope all the facts come out and maybe this case is just like, sorry, Johnson.
We're proud to bring our Cubs forward to feature them during our second song. Written as a classic film opener and released as a single in 2024, here, Counting Crows' accidental hit, Accidentally in Love.
I gotta know.
has found a home in multiple generations. Originally recorded by Neil Diamond in 1965 and later covered by Smash Mouth, here's one we all know and love, I'm a Believer.
So, can I talk to your athletic director about this? He's like, don't make a difference. He's like, okay. So I called the Grown-ups OB, and he was like,
continued support of our music program. Our students work extremely hard and they are proud to share their music with you. Please visit the 50/50 tent if you are interested in helping the music department at various events throughout the year.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Happy Halloween.
We do wish you a happy kickoff to Halloween season as we bring it back for the halftime show presented by the Madison Adult Career Center. And, man, Luke has been looking like some adults out there, have they not, Effie? They have been very physical and aggressive, 30-0 so far. And I love just seeing when you can line up like they've done and there's not a whole lot of trickery, they're just trying to get to the line of scrimmage quick because they know they can dominate at the point of attack. That's what the Cubs have done so far. And it's been a thing of beauty. Really been impressed.
Yeah, this is grown men is the term I think you're looking for. They just been playing like grown men, and they came out when we went over the scenarios in terms of postseason scenarios. They came out like a team that really wanted to play in the postseason.
Yes, sir.
And they're playing like it's on the line tonight. And frankly, Crestline, who has had some good games this season, is playing like a team who has the postseason wrapped up, and they're just, I don't want to say they're playing lethargically, but they're playing lethargically. And I know they're, Lucas is no pushover. I want to give them credit, but right now I think we both know that Crestline could play better, and I'm expecting them to come out the second half and play with a little bit more fight. But it's their physicality. It is not about right now their execution. They had a great drive there late in the second quarter.
Yes.
Right now they're just being physically pushed around, and they're going to have to change that here in the second half if they want to make a game of this thing.
Here's those first half numbers. The Cubs with 190 more yards, 236 on the ground.
Yeah.
The Bulldogs, we mentioned, this is a team that they're normally able to run it for over 100 per game, Effie, and I think that's really what has just made them a bit stale on offense. You know that they have to line up and have Lawhorn try to make a play, scramble, and throw it downfield, and he's been able to do that on some occasions, but you got to get a bit more balance. I'm not sure if you can do that, though, now trailing by 30.
Yeah, and Cap, who's their running back, who averages over 7 yards a carry right now in that first half, 3 rushing yards, 777 or 7 rushing yards for the entire team in that first half. That's not going to get it done. They are going to have to be able to run the football. Even though they're down 30, they still going to have to be able to run the football in order to get back into this game, and that's about physicality. They're going to have to come in, be physical, and put up a fight here against this Lucas Cup team if they want to come back and compete in this football game.
Cubs won the toss. They elected to receive. So for the Dogs, good news is you're going to get the football first, and you'll have an opportunity to try to drive down the field and eliminate the running clock. So it will start this second half with a 30-point differential with a running clock here at Bob Wine Field. So we're just about 30 seconds away from making that happen. Checking in on some other scores from around the area, Effie, and looks like your TY Tigers putting up a fight right now in the Battle of Mansfield.
Yes, sir. Tied up in going into the third quarter, and that's a tradition in Mansfield, and it's always going to be a fight throughout the records because it doesn't matter, just like many of these rivalries, and it's a fight.
Do have 7 other live streams going down right now on the OH Report if you want to check in on some of them, including the Freddyburg matchup. Fredericktown and Centerburg going toe-to-toe for the K-MAC championship. That's a big one. Monroeville as well, also looking to win the Firelands Conference outright if they can knock off St. Paul on the road tonight. Devil Dog game as well. So a lot of great action on the OH Report this evening and pretty much every Friday. Come on. Kick is driven out of bounds here on the near sideline.
Brady Eagles kick travels out of bounds.
So field position will be of benefit here to the Dogs when they start things off. And that's the man that they're going to have to rely on here to try to get at least one score, and you got to eliminate that running clock because, I mean, this third quarter can go quick.
Right, and that's the key. That's got to be their focus, is to get a score on the board, to get that clock to stop running because, like you said, you don't realize there's very few things that stop the clock when there's a running clock. So no matter how well you're playing or moving the football, that clock does not stop. So they got to get this clock stopping and playing a real game in order to try to get back in it.
See, it's almost a full minute off the clock before they even take this first snap of the third quarter. Lawhorn exiting the pocket, unloads one, and he's picked off again. I think it's Tim Daly. That's right. He's got a hat trick of picks. Full candy basket full right in his palms. Daly having a huge night on senior night.
And I think Daly set him up on this one. He played this perfectly. He set behind the receiver. He read it the entire way and just broke on it right at the right time because I think he saw this corner route. They ran this a few times here, rolling to Lawhorn's left a few times, and this time he read it perfectly. He set up the throw, broke on it perfectly, made his third interception of the night. That's great defensive play by Tim Daly.
So the Cubs take over 1st and 10 with the toss for Daly. Why not? Keep him featured. He's got a nice run.
Tim Daly on the carry. Penalty flags down.
Flag might negate this. They took a touchdown off the board for Daly a little earlier. As the referee, a bit of a smile. The Bulldogs are going to like him even more when he trots this one back.
Well, one of the referees got trucked down the field. And Daly, and you'll see it here, he comes up and he just absolutely trucks everybody in his way. But as you can tell, generally when there's a penalty, a holding penalty on the Cubs, they don't lose much yardage because the holding takes place so far downfield because they're moving the line of scrimmage. So even though they've got this is their 5th penalty tonight, they haven't lost much yardage from the actual line of scrimmage because their penalties are taking place so far down the line of scrimmage.
Certainly looked like we got a jump here by the Cubs up front. It's going to be the case.
Yeah, these are the type that's going to frustrate Coach Sweat coming out of the locker room. A little bit of lack of focus here. 2 penalties to open up your offensive series. Right now's the time you really just want to shut the door. Offensively, you want to come out and play clean here in the second half. They coming out, open up with 2 penalties, setting up 1st and really long for the Cubs offense.
Yeah, back-to-back 5-yard penalties, and then a miscommunication on the handoffs. Does still go for a 5-yard pickup, so they'll get some of that penalty yardage back here on the Daly carry. Tackle made on the play by Barnett, getting some help as well by Cap.
Yeah, like you said, just a miscommunication. I think as quarterbacks, we always want to say the running back went the wrong way. But I believe that time the quarterback may have turned the wrong way. But either way, it's still brings up 2nd and long for the Cubs. And, you know, right now, if you're Crestline, you just want to play with some pride here and do whatever it takes to try to get some contact on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and they just cannot stop this Lucas offensive line. And because I say offensive line because it doesn't matter who's carrying the football. They are getting great movement up front.
Yeah, we've seen Daly, a couple scores, Giegold as well. Each have carried the ball nicely so far here tonight. But you just look at all the dudes in black uniforms out in front of the play, the aggressive blocking. And Anthony Finello, I think he's really stood out tonight in terms of just kind of like setting some edges and just making some extra efforts to get blocks at that second level. 3rd down, need about 5. 10-yard pickup on the last play. It's on the ground. It's up for grabs, and Lawhorn is able to get on top of it. First break of the night for Crestline.
And you can tell just a little lack of focus that entire series for the Lucas Cubs. You know, penalties, bad ball handling offensively, and this time this double handoff they have run all night to perfection, but they come out tonight just couldn't handle it, and this is a missed opportunity for the Bulldogs because this could have been a scoop and score, and we could have been playing a real game with the clock stopped. But nonetheless, they got the football here in Cub territory.
They'll keep it on the ground. Still not a ton of room. Couple yard pickup as they give Quentin Knapp another chance. Everything they've ran so far with him has gone straight up the middle so far, Effie, and you really got to credit the big boys up front and Ben Hawkinsmith. He's certainly been a standout along with Charlie Reed and the gang. So not a lot there as we've already played about 6 minutes here in this third quarter. Option look, Lawhorn. Wow. Ripped down to the turf. Big fistful of jersey in the tackle by a Legacy Gross.
Brought down in the backfield by a Legacy Gross.
And that's a big-time play by Gross. They had done a great job. They had angles, blocking angles up front. Looks like Lawhorn had room, but Gross just grabs a handful of jersey and shows great strength.
Yeah, good grip strength. Maybe he's got one of those shake weights at home. If you remember those? Great infomercials back in the day.
For sure.
Third down on the rollout. In and out of the hands. Barnett couldn't clutch it. Bulldogs are going to have to go for it every fourth down from here on out.
Right.
Pass intended for Corday Robinson is incomplete.
Actually, it was Robinson, excuse me. Thought that was number 1, Barnett. It's actually the junior with a drop. But most importantly, with that running clock, Bulldogs here, they've only got 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Big play coming up. Cubs really backed off right now at the defensive back spots. Going to try to meet him at the sticks if they can. Fade pattern, underthrown, incomplete. Great coverage on the play. Knocked down by Giegold.
Oh, that is excellent coverage. And this route has been, really good for Crestline tonight, especially in the second quarter. But Giegold that time plays that perfectly. He finds the wheel route, turns and finds the ball, runs step for step, and squeezes his man to the sideline. That's defensive back play one-on-one. Great job by the Cubs after a really shaky offensive series. They're able to get off the field.
I think that's a third pass breakup tonight by Giegold. Also had one in the end zone, what could have been a touchdown for Crestline earlier in the ball game. So we get the toss. Here's Daly, 2 hands on the football, trucking forward, finally brought down. Barnett with the stop, but it's a Pioneer Career and Technology Center first down. And that's more like the Cubs and the efficiency in the run game we saw in half one.
Right, and for Crestline, it's one of those things where you had that opportunity, you had those opportunities to take advantage of, a turnover, and you want to take all the opportunities you can. You had that opportunity to scoop and score, and you didn't take advantage of it. So now you got to deal with this offense, who really was sluggish in that first series. But now, I'm sure if Coach Sweat had anything to say to his offense, it was get cleaned up and let's play the style of football we've been playing all game.
Look at Gross carrying a Bulldog with him. Has a little something to say after taking a pop by Cap. But that was one of those, pony quarter rides from back in the day they used to see outside of those Kmarts. If you guys had those here in the North Central Ohio, maybe not. But I definitely had one at my local one I used to walk down to, and that was about a 50-cent ride right there, Effie, full 5 yards.
That's a big-time run. That's what you call running with attitude. He ran with attitude that time. That's a great run by Gross.
A lot of different backs involved here in the running game. Play clock down to 2 when they take the snap.
Tim Daly on the carry.
Daly's got a first down, a whole lot more, as he's out to about the 35-yard line. Just looking up and down the stats coming into tonight. 5 Cubs with at least 15 carries on the season. 4 over 100 yards, including Brady Geagle, who eclipsed the 1,000-yard mark tonight. Daly over 600 now for his senior year. Give it to Gross again, second carry. And he runs through one.
Legacy Gross, the ball carrier.
Another nice run by a Legacy.
Wow. And how about that? You've been playing primarily with Giegold and Daly carrying the load, and then here comes Gross in the third quarter with power runs.
And yeah, and you can't get him up around the neck area there if you're Robinson. Too strong a lower body for that. Able to truck through. And Effie, if my stats do not deceive me, these are the first 2 carries of the season for Mr. Gross. Let's make it 3.
Again.
Maybe they've been missing out all along. Looks like number 11 might want to get a little bit of feature time in the backfield. If the Cubs do end up getting into the postseason, I can tell you this much, they got a first down here. Another really aggressive run.
Well, he's averaging just around 11 yards a carry. And, you know, they're not missing a step with and like I said before, it doesn't at this point, you know, and this doesn't, you know, no disrespect to any of the running backs. They've all been running hard, but this is about the O-line. They have really done an outstanding job of getting great push. And the running backs are just running hard. They're not necessarily running fast. They're just running hard. And here's Gross getting the payoff.
Senior night magic here at Bob Wine Field. Gross. First time he's been the featured back.
How about that?
His entire senior year. Every time he touched the football, something great happened, including the last run, 11-yard tutty. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, great job. If that was his first time rushing the football, it doesn't look like. He looks like he's
No,
been
sir.
running the ball all year long.
Final play of the third quarter as well, as the Cubs will try for a PAT for the first time tonight. It's been all 2-point conversions. This to make it 37-0. And it does just squirt through. Nice kick by an unrostered player. Who they bringing in now? Everybody's getting involved.
Everybody.
Effie. Even the kid with no name. 3 quarters in the books. Yoakum. That's what it sounded like.
Elias Yoakum.
Elias Yoakum getting it done. Cubs getting it done. We'll be back here. We've got money time on the way from a very happy Bob Wine crowd.
Supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank. That's better.
649-9822.
Crestline struggling here tonight as we open up money time here at Bob Wine Field. Fourth quarter just about to get started with a Lucas kickoff after this latest rushing touchdown. A legacy gross. I double, triple, quadruple check the stats. That's his first time playing offense this year. He looked great.
The Lucas secret weapon is gross, and there is a, being a Mansfield guy, I'm telling you, there is a long line of great gross DNA.
A legacy, you might say.
A legacy. And he looks right in tune with that DNA. Great speed, power, aggressiveness on both sides of the football. It shows.
Lawhorn takes this one on the hop. Runs into a host of tacklers in some black uniforms. Does drive the pile out to about the 34-yard line. Crestline takes over. For the Bulldogs at this point, you would just love to. We can't get shut out. Come on, guys. Play with some pride. Let's go get something going. And it looks like some backups coming in here potentially for Lucas in the secondary. So chance to try to pick on some freshmen. I see Zell Finley is getting in there. He's going to get some reps. Defensively up front. They're going to leave in. No, they're going with all JV kids
all
here,
young,
Effie.
all young here.
Except for Daly. Got Tim Daly on the back end, and it looks like they'll keep Carter Coxon as well. So the two safeties will stay out here for Lucas.
I'd imagine Bulldogs going to air it out here. Not right away.
Best run of the night, I'd have to say here. Quentin Cap. Able to look somewhat elusive. At least was able to shut her through a hole for the first time.
Right, and get some space for, really the first time tonight. 5 yards, that's his largest gain, biggest gain for the night for Cap.
He might be cramping up on the play.
Yeah. He has played, he is defensively, he is played really aggressive. We've seen him on a lot of physical hits defensively. He is one of their best defenders, so he's logged a lot of minutes on the field. As with their numbers, all of them pretty much have to. So we're hoping that's just a cramp and he'll be able to finish.
So while they tend to Cap, take one more look at the playoff situation here, and I'll break it down for you. You see the Bulldogs right now in the number 8 spot. Of course, that would be good to get into the postseason. And actually, they would host in week number 11. Obviously, looks like they are not going to pull this one out victorious. They can still get into the playoffs if South Gallia were to get knocked off tonight. And for the Cubs, with a win, they also need South Gallia to lose and a Fairfield Christian Academy loss. So they got to get some help here tonight. Wow. And those are second entry-level points. It's a whole system that Joe Idle knows how it works. But I can tell you, if Lucas gets left out, it feels like they're peaking at the right time.
Absolutely.
This will be 3 consecutive victories for them.
Sure.
It's going to be a tough break for a program that has 11 straight playoff appearances, the longest of any team in Richland County.
And you said it, Brian. That's really what it's all about. And I know the season can be a grind, but you want to be playing your best football right now. And that's really what it's all about.
Nice stutter step move on the outside. Lucas converges to make the stop at around the 41-yard line. Bulldogs will face a 3rd down coming up. And for that JV unit here for Lucas, fun times right now, getting to go up against the varsity roster. This is a senior Cade Keller making the catch. And it looks like we've got, look at this sportsmanship when we come out of this replay.
How about that?
Mascots are bonding out here.
Why not?
I didn't realize Bulldogs were so big. I thought the bear would actually be a little bit bigger.
Cub. Well, it is a cub,
Yeah, that's fair. Just a baby. Throw over the middle. Huge hit. Dislodges the football. Wow.
Oh, my.
Carter Cox. He's just a sophomore, a young player too. And we've got an injured player down on the ground after this hit. Just an explosive point of contact right here.
And, you know, and that's one of those things where I think that's a clean football hit. He didn't go up top. He turned his shoulder, got his shoulder pad right in the chest. You know, that's football. And what we can hope is that the young man is, you know, sometimes you get hit in the chest and you're winded, and you know that's just a big hit, and hopefully he'll be okay. But that is a big hit over the middle, and that's great to see. He's able to stand up and walk on his own.
Yeah.
But earlier today we saw a hit that was a little bit more helmet to helmet, and those are the types of hits that are a little bit more questionable. You know, that one was kind of in the chest, which makes it, you know, that's just a tough hit, a hard hit, and great to see Barnett up on his own power, able to walk off the field there.
So a clean hit determined by Cox. It will be 4th down, though. It looks like the punt unit on. I think for the first time that either team has punted, right?
Right. Timeout by Crestline. They may be rethinking that.
Yeah, what are we punting for? Down 37 here on the road.
On second thought.
What's the worst that could happen? They only need 4 yards, too, and especially at this point on the field at the 41-yard line.
Second thought. Wait a minute.
Show you the Bulldogs' schedule again. That's how they've gotten to this point of the season. And I think if they were to really break this down and look back, that Mapleton loss to them, that's the one that you're like,
right.
No disrespect to the Mounties, but I've seen what they've been doing in the Firelands Conference, and it's been a lot of blowout losses for them. So that game, you'd like to have that one back. Buckeye Central, too, has been a little bit iffy in the Northern 10. But you still, if you get a victory by Manchester again tonight, those are huge bonus points, and really by any team that they've defeated to get those secondary points, St. John, Richmond Heights. So still a chance with the loss, Bulldogs fans. You are not necessarily out of it. A little surprised that they are going to punt this one away. I thought for sure out of the timeout they'd be like, all right, let's get a little trickeration or something. Not meant to be, as it is downed by Lozier. Cubs get the football back, and the clock will spin as soon as the officials set that football. Oh, what was that final score, Effie? Or was it just an update?
Third quarter, yeah. 14-7.
Ooh, 29-21. Lexington right now in front of Ashland. Undefeated Ashland.
Quarter, Northmore 27, Loudonville 13.
27-13, Northmore on top of Loudonville.
Really good football in the area this year, and really some good teams and some good competition in the area this year all around.
Got the backup unit in here offensively for the Cubs. And not going anywhere with this Parker King carry to start things off with this drive. Bulldogs do a nice job getting through, and how about the havoc created there by Jace Rodriguez, the sophomore. Nobody slowed him down. Got through a block and was able to make the stop. Decent loss on the play here, too, for the Cubs.
Well, and these are valuable minutes, and we've talked about how, you know, no matter what the situation is, when your young players get a chance to come in, play in a varsity game, valuable minutes for these young guys who may not get an opportunity to play varsity football. So these are valuable minutes.
And it's going to be a stop in the backfield. So Crestline still playing with some pride here in the latter portions of the game. Rodriguez again involved.
Bring up 3rd down 10.
Ooh, and a little extra after the play. Getting up off the bottom of the pile. And that used to be commonplace, though, in the sport, Effie. You know, we've done a nice job of cleaning up some of the dark spots.
Sure.
You know, some of those really dirty angles of the game. You know, some bite marks on some ankles. Kind of lost track of what even happened there. I think it was a good fake.
Yeah, a lot of really good ball handling in the backfield and, you know, good hard running by the Lucas Cup still, you know, and the thing I like about what's going on now is the standard is the standard. You get in, you run hard, you're still coming off the ball, and you have a 4th down here. I think it looks like they got their JV. Is this their JV punt unit coming out? Yes. Yeah, they're going to punt it away.
First 2 punts of the night coming here on these last couple of possessions. The snap is high, though, and he's just going to throw it.
No.
He's going deep. Oh, and it's caught off the redirect. No way.
Are you kidding me?
Joey Desterhaft, and he's going to take it the distance.
Touchdown Cubs.
No way.
Flags down.
Okay, flags everywhere. Is that illegal touching?
Eagle to Joey Desterhaft.
I don't think they're allowed to be down there. But that was one of the most fun plays I've ever seen. Wow.
Well, this will be an interesting call because it may just be a simple hold because I don't think anyone was downfield. The receiver was a legal receiver. So it may just simply be a hold, but let's see what the call is.
He didn't even motion, did he? It doesn't matter. Let's see this again.
Yeah.
So crazy snap.
Yeah, they had to be downfield. They were covering the punt, so they had to be downfield.
But, oh, man, what a heads-up play there by Joey. And then he's got some pretty good speed. Look at the wheels. See you later. I might still put that up for top play even though it didn't count. So they'll do it all over again. The good news if you're Lucas, the clock's still running. As they do get the punt off, takes a couple hops around midfield. Barnett waiting on it. And it'll come to rest at the Crestline 47-yard line. Touchdown there by Graham Maglet, just a freshman.
And they're explaining to Graham right now not to touch the ball on the running clock because the clock will continue to run.
But when you're a freshman in a varsity game, I got to imagine eyes as wide as saucers, and I just want to get on OH.REPORT, man. Get my name called. Come on. Lucas going to take a timeout. Looks like they're getting in some new personnel. So the coaching staff just wants to make sure that they are ready.
Yeah, and this is a fun time. You know, this is a fun time for the families of the young players who are getting a chance to play, and of course for the players themselves. And you know, I can remember being a young player, a 9th, 10th grader, getting a chance to play in a varsity game. I didn't care what the score. I didn't care whether I was getting in because we were getting blown out or because we were blowing out a team. It didn't matter to me. All I cared is the lights were on when I was playing. And when you're young, you're used to playing in the daytime. So these are valuable minutes, and you know they're memorable. it means a lot to these young guys getting a chance to get in and play those varsity minutes. And the experience helps these young guys down the line because you don't want their first time playing varsity is when they're actually playing in meaningful varsity minutes. So you want to give them that experience anytime you get a chance as a coach.
For Crestline, they just simply don't really have backups. They got to go with the guys they got here tonight. As Lawhorn, look at all those black uniforms jumping on top.
Owen Giegel on the stop for the Cubs.
Big roaring cheer from the crowd here. Flag comes in. It's over on the far side. Holding against Crestline. Referee assumed that they wanted to not take it. Yeah, you want this one. This is Owen Giegold. Nice tackle there.
Yeah, that's a great open field tackle by Giegold. He was one-on-one with Lawhorn in open space. Comes up and makes a great tackle. So they didn't decline it. They did take the penalty.
Yeah, I think that's the proper move. Showing 4th down. Okay, now they got it changed. 1st and 20. They'll hand it off. They had Barnett in the backfield. Robinson, rather. Gotten them mixed up a couple times tonight.
Robinson, the ball carrier.
And he gets back most of the penalty yardage. About 8.5-yard pickup here on the game. You got to imagine for these backups for Lucas, a lot of pride, and then also, I mean, you don't want to give up this shutout that your varsity starters have done.
And you can see all the varsity guys standing up, cheering on their teammates. They don't want to give up this shutout either. And they're cheering on their teammates every big play because they want to see that goose egg remain on the scoreboard.
Zell Finley, spark plug reincarnated. Younger brother of Zane. Now a pro fighter out in Vegas doing his thing. Shout out to the boy. Still wearing the number 16 in the family. That's pretty sweet. But this is the game within the game right here. Rock, paper, scissors between the mascots. Oh, always go paper. Bulldogs get the win on the sideline at least, Effie. 3rd down run. Just trying to get this thing in the books.
Ooh.
Robinson on the carry.
Robinson taking the brunt of that.
Hit first by Graham McGlott.
And these young Cubs are just, they're still playing hard. Coming up very physical, and that ball came out.
Sure did. Looked like it hopped right back up into Robinson's arm. And we'll just get one more snap here tonight. Cubs Nation enjoyed quite a showing from their team here at home. Regular season finale and likely the last home game of the year. Pretty good punts, and we'll get a return. This taken by Anschutz. Looking to cut back. And Brady taken down as time expires. Lucas, 37-0 victor here at home. 3rd straight win for the Cubs to get to 500 on the season and give themselves at least an opportunity to try to keep their postseason streak alive. When we come back, we'll have an interview with your most valuable player, presented by TMS Plus Digital Marketing. Plus, Effie and I will have your final stats post-game show presented by Madison Adult Career Center. Still on the way, so keep it locked in. Live and free coverage from Bob Wine Field. We'll be back after a quick commercial timeout.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain train heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local trained comfort specialist.
Community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
You just enjoyed live and free Week 10 football thanks to tonight's sponsors, including the Madison Adult Career Center, your local provider for career technical training in healthcare, trades, cosmetology programs, and customized workforce training for employers. OhioHealth, as the area's leading healthcare provider, OhioHealth is investing in a stronger, healthier community. Learn more at ohiohealth.com/Mansfield. Ohio Valley Manufacturing, heavy gauge stamping and precision blanking services, they are hiring right now. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their life spans. Tonight's broadcast also presented by Buckeye Horizon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your local trained comfort specialist, and Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. And last but not least, our MVP sponsor, brought to you by TMS Plus, digital marketing for local businesses. Our player of the game is going to be the senior, Tim Daly. He was a menace on both sides of the football tonight. He's going to come up, have a conversation with us here in a moment. Then Effie and I will wrap things up here with our Madison Adult Career Center post-game show. That's all on the way in about 2 minutes. Stay right there. You are now looking at the player of the game presented by TMS Plus Digital Marketing. Tim Daly, you did a lot of great things here tonight on both sides of the football. I want to begin with the win, though, and a 3-game winning streak to close out the regular season, and just how you're feeling right now about the Lucas Cubs collectively right now as a team.
We buckled down, and we really, we knew we had, we wanted to continue the streak, so we buckled down, and, our playoffs really started, when we took a trip to Reynolds and we were like, we can't lose. So it's been the past 3 weeks. It's, win and move on. So we've just, that's been our mindset the whole time, is win and move on.
If you can talk about that urgency within your own locker room, but specifically kind of for you as a senior and knowing this is your last ride, you definitely want to keep the streak going as well. 12 straight postseason appearances. Just what has it been like about this last month in your shoes?
Well, for one, I definitely didn't want to be, this group of seniors that broke the record or didn't continue the record, but I knew deep down in my heart, and I knew in everybody else's heart, that we knew all the losses we had beforehand led us to this point. So really, I wouldn't want it any different. It led us to have this 3-0 victory to make us to the playoffs. So that's really us buckling down and just making continuing our streak. That's really what led us to do it. Is just knowing if we lose, we're out.
Well, you still got a chance, of course, to get in here, and it looks like you've got a pretty good shot. The offensive line, let's give them some love real fast. You guys were playing at the second level all night long. How nice was it as a ball carrier to just be patient and know that you've got at least 5 or 6 yards before you're going to get any initiated contact?
Oh, it's a fantastic feeling knowing that, my brother's got my back, and they'll do anything to, make sure I get those 5 yards or 10 yards, however much it is.
And then on defense, a hat trick, man, in terms of interceptions. 3 of those, great reads on the football. Just having the ability to read it out of the sky tonight. Break that down for me and what it was like from your safety spot.
Our D-line gave him some pressure and, made him have to make some, hard throws. And luckily I was, in a good spot to pick him off, So really just thankful for our D-line and, our guys up front who, put some pressure on him.
They definitely did, and 8 seniors recognized here tonight. A little bit of hoopla before the game. Obviously, you guys, the cheerleaders in cross country, so it's always a special occasion. How much meaning does this carry for you, and just getting a big win, of course, when everybody's out here and everyone putting you guys on a pedestal for this particular game?
It's going to be a memory I'll never forget for sure. It's going to mean a lot to me my whole life, and I'm just so glad I get to, I've spent my last 4 years being on this Lucas Cubs football team.
Well, we're hoping that you get at least one more week, man.
Yes,
so we'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out. But congratulations on at least getting it done, doing your part, 3-game win streak to close out the regular season. And to close out the interview, I think you know what to do. Look in the camera and just thank anybody that you want.
Yeah, shout out to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, we wouldn't be able to be where we are today.
All right, that's Tim Daly, your TMS Plus Digital Marketing MVP. Thanks so much for the time, dude.
When it comes to comfort, every degree matters. At Buckeye Horizon, we proudly install and maintain Trane heating and cooling systems built to last, engineered for performance. And with our expert service, your home stays comfortable year-round. No matter the season, we'll keep your system running at its best. Call Buckeye Horizon at 419-529-2738, your local Trane comfort specialist.
Community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Happy Halloween!
Stand up, man. I'm too cold. If I sit down, man, I get cold.
Effie's a little chilled out up here in the treehouse. Only about 42 degrees, but out on the field, the Cubs, boy, they were heating it up. What a performance here by Lucas. Brian Skowronski and Effie James here to give you a quick recap. They just had their way with them in the first half running the football. They also were able to mix it up a little bit, a couple completed passes, which we liked. But this was about changing the line of scrimmage. The dudes up front were awesome, and then the ball carriers. I mean, they had some great lanes, but they were able to finish off some runs too.
And I thought, Brian, it was really about, and we thought it was interesting that they took the ball at the beginning, but they really set the tone with that first drive. They were physical. They pushed the D-line around. They pushed the defense around. They changed the line of scrimmage from the beginning, and that set the tone for the game because that never changed. From that first drive on, the Lucas offensive line controlled the game. And I know we gave the MVP and all of that, and that was great, but I am telling you, the Lucas offensive line controlled this game from the onset, and they've done an outstanding job of controlling what happened in the game. And I think that set the tone, and that kind of took the spirit from the Crestline Bulldogs, and they weren't able to recover. And I think that was the basis of the game in a nutshell. They were not able to recover from the physicality that the Lucas Cubs came into this ball game with tonight.
And any time that you can run it for this number right here, how about 3 Bills plus throw on another quarter on top, 325 on the ground. That tells the whole story in terms of the numbers as far as what you were explaining, where they just came out, they were nasty, they were physical up front, it was senior night, they wanted to continue this win streak, and you could tell that they had a lot of emotion involved in this game.
Right.
Tim Daly just said it, like we've been playing for our lives the last few weeks here in a row after they had that rough stretch in the middle, losing 5 of 6 games. That's not Lucas football. What we saw tonight is.
Well, and it showed. They came out and it showed like, hey, we're a team. we want to play in the postseason, and they came out from the beginning like they wanted to play in the postseason, and like somebody kept reminding them, like, you want to play? Show me you want to play in the postseason. And they came out and they done that tonight, and they were not going to be denied. And you can tell they're a team that have seniors that they set the tone, and I was really impressed with how they came out with that sense of urgency. That meant everything for this win tonight.
So here it is. I got a question mark, playoffs behind Lucas, because we don't know yet. It felt like from reading the tea leaves that Crestline, they've got a really good opportunity, even with a loss, that they'll probably sneak in at the 11 or number 12 seed. Lucas will likely end up, Joe Idle said they could be anywhere with a win from 5 to 12. So it just all depends how many dominoes fall in front of them. But I do think that it would be quite a shame to have a postseason with a team that's playing this well right now to be left on the outside.
Well, and that's why you play every game. You know what I mean? And that's why every game is important. And, you know, it's tough. You know, high school football is, you know, it's interesting because, you know, when you're playing with so many, you know, they've got some seniors, but they've got some young players mixed in too. So, you know, you got to grow throughout the season, and sometimes you take those losses to help you get better. But sometimes those losses can end up keeping you out of postseason. So, but at the same time, you know, we saw what has to be kind of the flip side of that for Crestline. You know what I mean? I can't imagine they've played a less competitive game than what we saw tonight. They just look like they didn't have the energy or the competitive spirit tonight. So, but credit has to go to Lucas. They came out with urgency, and they earned this victory tonight.
That's why the Cubs are in a position to get into the postseason. We will break it down all for you on the Friday Night Pigskin about 2 hours from now. That goes down live right around 11:30 p.m. We'll recap all of tonight's highlights on the OH Report, show you the conference standings, big winners, big losers, and, of course, all of the regional standings. Great broadcast tonight, boys. Shout out to Jeremy Peoples, my cameraman extraordinaire. Effie James always breaking it down for you here on the color commentary. And, of course, everybody back at OH Report World Headquarters to combine to make you all the cool graphics, the commercials, the whole 9 yards. We try to give you the best possible delivery of high school sports that we can here on the future of local sports. One last shout out to our generous sponsors as well: Madison Adult Career Center, Ohio Valley Manufacturing, OhioHealth, TMS Plus Digital Marketing, Pioneer Career and Technology Center, Avita Home Health and Hospice, Buckeye Horizon, and Mechanics Bake. For Jeremy and Effie, I'm Brian Skowronski saying so long for now. I will see you Week 10 edition of the Pigskin coming up here in a couple hours.